what are you guys' thoughts on the Nintendo Switch?
Trash.
Trash.
Just kidding. It looks pretty cool. I don't know. Like, my whole thing with Nintendo is, in like 4 years, they're going to come out with something new. So, what's the point in buying it? This burger's good, by the way.
I think I've never been a huge fan of Nintendo, and I've always thought that, like, since when we were kids, like since Super Nintendo, basically they've fallen, in my opinion, into the gimmick kind of realm with some of their peripherals and controllers, the Wii, even the Wii U, like. But it seems like the Switch is a little bit of a lot of those things. You know, you have these detachable remotes on the Switch that go onto that little screen that you can take portable. And it looked like you could also use them separately within games. It's something that you see with like VR or even like the motion controllers the way they used to be. It seems like they're opening up the style of gaming you like to play on. You know, if you're a Wii fan or if you're an old GameCube fan, you can kind of have that style play with this one system. We saw that they ran Bethesda. They were running Skyrim, the new Skyrim on it as well. So it seems like they're also trying to cater to more the hardcore gamer. Something that it didn't seem like they have been doing for a long time, because they've had just like a really niche kind of, like, in my opinion, like kiddie audience, or just like that diehard Nintendo fan that, you know, the Smash Brothers players and stuff like that. I've never really got into the Nintendo vibe of things, but it seems like they're trying to open that up. The real interesting draw, I think, is the portable, taking that quality of a game in terms of like processing and graphical whatever, like just being able to make big budget AAA games, hopefully, and be able to play it on a mobile screen wherever you go, you know, whether it's your TV or if it's like on, like in the commercial or whatever, like on a subway or something, like whatever you're gonna do. So it's interesting, but I'm still pretty skeptical of Nintendo and what their angle is, because I know they'd like to differentiate themselves from like Xbox One or PS4 being like home entertainment systems. It seems like they're trying to get this niche where it's still like something playful, something that's like a sophisticated toy. But it looks like they're trying to reach for different bases in order to like ensure some kind of like a gaming experience for all different types of gamers. Let me take a bite of this burger real quick. Going in.
I want to play that new Zelda game.
What's that, boy?
I want to play that new Zelda game.
Yeah, that does look cool.
I want to do that as well.
Yeah, that's basically my draw. Like Stefan said, I do like that they were showing Skyrim on it.
Yeah, maybe
Hopefully they'll start making more adult games, because I feel like that's like where they lose a lot of, like, for me anyway. Like when GameCube had like Resident Evil, and that was great. So I'm hoping that they get like more horror stuff. Like GameCube was kind of cool because they did like Eternal Darkness and like some cool games that were like adult and kind of horror. So I'm hoping with the new system they're going to try to do more of that stuff and like kind of maybe, I don't know, just like Stephen was saying, not make everything so kid friendly all the time, or like it's just got to be like a new Mario game every couple of weeks or whatever. And it's like, damn, like, I don't know. This burger's really good though. But yeah, that Zelda looks so good.
It's cool to see what kind of games they launch with, and like how broad of an audience are they trying to get, and what it means for Nintendo as a company. Already, like, the logo doesn't seem quite as like family playfully as even the Wii U was. You know, it seems like they're going in stages, or realizing that that's probably the way that they have to go. So it's interesting to see how they play against the other systems.
I think they're realizing they need that, like Call of Duty people.
Yeah.
Like they have to get those people. That'll make Nintendo sell.
Yeah, I mean, back in the day you had Street Fighter, Super Street Fighter 2, and Metroid and stuff, and then, you know, they had everything that you would want or every different type of game that you would want as a gamer. And it seems like the last few years it's been more about, I guess, like connecting people, which is cool. The Wii, you know, Wii Play, Wii U, and everything was like trying to get more people to form, like, be more social about gaming.
They're trying to make me exercise.
Yeah,
I don't want to exercise. I just want to sit down.
The Wii Fit.
Drink my Mountain Dew.
But yeah,
have my pizza.
Exactly. Like,
Pizza.
considering like a lot of gamers tend to play alone in their room, you know, like in their video game chair or whatever it's going to be. It seems like Nintendo did a big push to kind of get that be more active play. So I don't think you see a lot of that just yet with the Switch. That it seems more of an emphasis on being able to have your game, play the game in the style that you want to, and also be able to take it with you wherever you want to go. It's going to be interesting to see that, because like how many people are going to get their Wii U little screen snatched out of their hands on the subway and shit, you know what I mean? Like, it's an interesting idea, but do we really need to be like playing games like everywhere we go? I don't know. I guess we have games on our phone and like DSs and stuff, so it's just getting that more AAA kind of experience with a mobile, you know, somewhere between the DS and the PS Vita. Like, I think they're just opening it up now to gamers and the way that they enjoy playing games, as opposed to like imposing a distinct style, like Nintendo's style of gaming, to set them apart. It seems like they're being a little more flexible with that. Let me get you.
Here, hold this so I can talk.
Yeah.
Please, for the love of God.
Hey, this does look
Get
good.
my burger as well.
Those look pretty good.
So, I haven't had a Nintendo system since SNES, and I think that was a family thing. Then I became a Sega guy while I was growing up too a little bit, and then the N64 was my brother's, and then I totally skipped GameCube, and Wii I had no interest in either. I felt like they went too casual. They got so casual it was to the point to where you didn't have to press buttons anymore. You're just flailing a controller. Like, they made a lot of money on that, so I don't blame them for making that. But I'm glad that they're kind of going back to a more hardcore audience, it looks like. They're showing Zelda. They're showing, like, esports is what they're calling it, you know? Like, that's going to be interesting to see them kind of move away from the casual again. They're not going to lose it completely, because that controller probably will do Wii-type things too, but I also I like the portable aspect. I like being able to take my game anywhere. I like that the Vita can kind of almost do that if you connect it right or whatever. I don't know. But like, some people don't want to play those games everywhere, and I get that. But if I was able to, like, you know, make a little advances on my Zelda while I was on lunch at work, I'd be kind of cool with that, you know? Or like play Mario Party with somebody online on my work's Wi-Fi on my break or whatever. That could be fun. So for me, anyway, the Switch is like the best Nintendo thing since N64, I think. I think this looks better than GameCube and Wii, in my opinion. The controller thing, I don't know if you can see this, but the controller thing on the right side has the, can you see this?
Mm-hmm.
It has like the other pad, the other analog pad coming up like right here on your finger, on your hand.
Weird.
And then you press the buttons here. So I wonder if that part's going to get in the way. It feels like it should be on the top, but it's on the bottom. That's what's so weird about it. But I will say, like you said, Nintendo does seem kind of like a gimmick. Like, they're... Like, when you play a Mario Kart game these days, or any kind of Mario, like one of their top titles, it feels very much like just a product that they're pushing. It isn't like... When you played Super Mario Land, it felt... I mean, it definitely was a product that they wanted to make, but it felt like such a work of love and such of, like... I don't know what you say, like... It felt less engineered. Like, these Mario games these days are kind of... They're engineered so well, like, I don't know, I just feel like they have this exact formula that they're hitting. That's not about the Switch, but that's about, like, Mario in general. I don't know if you guys feel that way at all, but I felt like that with the last couple products.
I just feel like every time I hear about a new, like, Nintendo game coming out, it's always a fucking Mario game. It's
I'm okay with that.
I'm not. Like, I was considering getting a Wii U, but I just, like, I don't know, like, I couldn't. There wasn't anything there for me. Like, there was, like, some zombie games and stuff, and, like...
I'm dying.
Film him die!
You're dying.
This is how
Okay,
we
I'm
get those
back.
rating, boys.
I'm back.
How we get those
I'm back,
ratings.
internet.
Guess
Oh.
who's back?
I don't know. I just don't think Nintendo's a system for me. Like, I'm more of a Sony guy. I love the PS. PlayStation. Love it. It's got everything I want.
Yeah, I mean, if I was getting another system, I would get a Nintendo before I would get an Xbox, though. That's, I
I
mean,
didn't do that. I got an Xbox.
because it would be so. It's such a different thing from. Like Xbox and PlayStation are very similar, you know, but Nintendo's so different. And I don't mind a Mario game. That's like, I've liked most Mario games I've played. And the Luigi's, what is it, Mansion now? Yeah, those are fun too.
But it's like that's all they released.
Yeah, I know. But
It's
I
like
mean,
every
that
time-
Metroid, they got Metroid too.
Did they release a Metroid for Wii U?
No, for Wii U.
Yeah. See,
Yeah.
I never did.
wasn't the last one Other M or something?
There's
The
no
Other
way.
M.
Hold on, let me take it. We're passing the camera here.
Hey, back again. Oh, I don't really have anything to say. I just want to eat some of this burger. How's that?
Here, I'm done. So I can...
Here, get us, boy.
Oh my gosh, what's happening?
Here's a focus ring here.
Where?
Here.
Someone talk about some shit.
So you're not, you were always a Sega guy.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, I love Sega.
I like Sega a lot too. I grew up with like the 32X, the Sega CD,
Mm-hmm.
all of that shit. And we in focus?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So like, I'm with you on that. But when I look back at all those games, the Super Nintendo was just better. I mean, and also like I'm just figuring out this now. The Game Boy Advance was an incredible system, man. That was like the spiritual successor to the SNES.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I didn't play this at the time. I've been playing it on emulator lately, and I think it's amazing. That's kind of a tangent, but
No, I agree.
Oh,
I love the
my
Game Boy
God.
Advance. There's so many great games on there.
Yeah.
great system.
I'm not like at all super excited for it, but I think I don't know. It's just like it's gonna be interesting to see what comes from it because it does in so many ways. It seems like they're dialing themselves back a little bit instead of being like relying on some kind of gimmick for But at the same time, it seems like the things that they have built and the innovations that they have made are kind of like coming together with the Switch. So, and like what you were saying about like on my break being able to get through some of my games and stuff,
Yeah.
like as quick as life moves and as older as us gamers get older, having to have a lot more responsibilities. Like just when you said that, I was just like, oh shit. Well, actually, I would be kind of tight if I had an hour to spare, like for a lunch break or something, and I could rock through a level or two. Just because like as we get older, we get less and less time to play games the way we did as kids. So, they have a pretty broad range of an audience there that they're keeping in mind in terms of keep making it mobile. Like imagine those kids. Like remember when you got like your when I got like Streets of Rage 2. I remember getting it on a school night, playing it for a little bit and having to go to bed and then go to school the whole next day and the whole time just thinking like I can't wait to get home and fucking play that game. But now for like kids, you know what I mean? They go to school and
They never have to be away from it.
yeah, take their lunch break and be like, I just got this new game yesterday, or if it's a digital download, I just got this new game came out just now, downloaded it during first period and fucking playing it.
The thing is, like, I'm a little bit more than meh. Like I asked Johnson, like, he was like, yeah, I'm just kind of meh about it. But to me, like, I actually had low expectations coming in.
Yeah.
Because like the Wii and the Wii U, sure they've had great games, Splatoon, Mario Maker, and all that shit, but like they kind of lowered my expectations. And the GameCube too. I never really liked the GameCube. Never liked that controller, that big button, small button. Like they're like, what's going on here, man?
It was like a mix of the PSX controller and the 64 controller.
Yeah, 64.
I hate the 64 controller.
I was okay with it. It was great on GoldenEye.
Yeah.
It was great on
It really
first-person
depended.
shooters.
It was definitely like again like for the 64, that was the gimmick that they were running off of then.
Yeah, and then my expectations so low from all those from those. I feel like this is definitely a step up, at least for people that are like not the most casual gamer. Like we're all really hardcore, like so.
Yeah.
And to have them do all that, like, I mean, I'm not into esports. I don't watch it, but I think it's probably a smart move that Nintendo gets into that world.
Totally.
Because that's gonna, like, with Twitch being as big as it is and all that, and their name rhymes with Twitch now. Like, switch on Twitch.
Switch on Twitch.
Yeah, I mean that's gonna be. I wonder if that was like part of their thing.
You should get that website right now.
Yeah. Switch on Switch.tv or something like.
Yeah.
They're. I definitely don't think it's a bad idea what they're doing. I heard they're gonna have another 3DS as well, like another. They're not like trying to just have one system.
Yeah.
I thought they were gonna do both with that.
I think one thing that's evident is that they've realized that a big part of their market is the portable market, the DSs.
Yeah,
They've put a lot of emphasis on it, and it's not those big AAA like sandbox games. It's you know, a lot of strategy games, RPGs, like 2D, like really
well, maybe not hardcore, but it's a little bit more like eccentric games, like the portable market's like an indie movie, right?
Yeah.
They take risks more.
Yeah, totally.
You know what I mean? Because they don't have to put as much money in production and all that.
And they're doing like 128-bit graphic games and stuff like that. So they're playing in a sandbox that they have pretty much a lot of control over. So I think really like the mobile aspect of everything has really. That's probably where they've been making a lot of their money the last few years. So it makes sense that they're trying to do that with their what we say, like their flagship system or whatever.
Right.
So, because at this point it's the DS, that's like Nintendo's flagship. So
3DS.
The 3DS, I mean.
Yeah. And also, like, the Nintendo, they're famous for not competing with Sony or Microsoft.
Yeah.
Like, even like the CEO said, like, Sony and Microsoft can fight it out in that red ocean.
Yeah.
Is a quote. Is a quote he used.
So Japanese. So like
no, but it wasn't even a Japanese guy though.
Oh,
I think
it? Oh,
it was some other CEO.
It's so like.
And like
wisdom.
those games are sold on shelves right next to Sony and PlayStation.
Mm-hmm.
I mean Sony and Microsoft, but they're not competing at all.
Yeah.
They're a totally different market.
Yeah, they've taken a very non-competitive place with gaming.
Yeah, they've carved out their own niche.
Mm-hmm. Which, hopefully, I mean, it seems like they're gonna start sharing the playing field a little bit by allowing, hopefully, for more like adult-oriented or, the hardcore gamer.
Well, they need one more Metroid at least, and another Star Fox. That's like their first-party titles.
Mm-hmm.
It's very easy for them to do. I mean, not easy, but easier than getting another license.
Yeah.
So it could be fun. I mean, they need to get some Call of Duties on there and shit probably as well. But
what you eating there, Andrew?
so this is Animal Style from In-N-Out in Los Angeles. We're currently on Sunset Boulevard. Near Hollywood High. We're talking about Switch, the new Nintendo system, and eating burgers and fries.
In the car. Shout out to Report of the Week on YouTube. Kind of stealing your gimmick, but video game in it.
I don't even know that, so we can't tell. It's a case of parallel thought.
Yeah.
We were hungry. We want to talk about video games.
Pretty good segment, actually.
Yeah. So any closing remarks? Maddie, let me get that from you.
Nope, that's good enough. I just like drawing stuff. Yeah, I mean, I'm interested to see where it goes with, like, what you guys were saying with the launch titles. That Zelda looks really fun. It looks like a mix of, like they're kind of taking it to, like, more of a Dark Souls level where it's not going to be as hard as that. But it seems like you got to use a little more strategy than other Zelda games, from what I've seen. I might just buy that system for that game. Yeah. I've done it before.
What game now?
The new Zelda game.
Oh yeah. I will too. Yeah, I will too.
I think it looks so good. I'm just probably gonna have to do it. But I would hate to do it and then nothing cool come out for it. So I want to pay more attention to it. I'm interested. The more you talk about it, I'm like, you know what? I do have hour breaks. I would like to play some Zelda on my hour break. So that would be fun. I feel like I see it and I'm like, oh, that's what it says it's going to do. But I feel like when I get it, it'll be like, well, you can't do this. You have to be in this range of whatever. And I mean, whatever. We'll see. I'm excited for Nintendo. Like I said, I just don't want to get it and then like 4 years, it's like, all right, we're not bringing out any more games for that. Here's a new system. Yeah. Because it happens every time. I was just like, because I was considering a Wii U, and people were like, oh no, they're thinking about, they're going to drop a new system. I'm like, God damn it, Nintendo. Just stick with something and make some fucking decent games for it.
But Wii U wasn't a real system either, though, right? It was just a little add-on to the Wii.
No, it's like a whole new system with a new controller and...
I never viewed that as totally new.
Yeah.
It had the same name.
It's like the way that the 3DS had the 3DS XL. You know what I mean?
I mean, it looks different. The console itself is smaller. You get that big, huge fucking pad controller.
That's true.
So it is like, I mean, it's just a different Wii. But I don't think it resembles like the Wii U or necessarily like the Wii itself that much. But
I don't know. It seems like the Switch is what was I gonna say? One thing food too good. One thing they haven't really touched upon yet is like there's a lot of rumors about whether or not it was going back to cartridges or whatever. Do you think that there was nothing in the release ad anyway that like pointed to like the storage or the games or whatever?
There was a cartridge used.
Really, there was?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
It's a little mini. It's very small looking.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Because it's interesting because it seems like something like this day and age, like I think they're really trying to get also towards the niche like collector.
Yeah.
Who wants the physical copy of the game? You know, and you think about like the hard drives you can buy, the SanDisk 32 gig, what do you call them, USB sticks and stuff like that. Like we know you can store a ton of information on the cartridge now, so it's kind of cool. It's kind of cool, I think, for collectors to be able to have those cartridges and plug them in, the nostalgia of it.
If there's loading times, I'm gonna lose
yeah.
shit.
No,
but at the same time, I feel like the option to download it or even stream it is just as viable as actually having a physical copy of it. So I didn't notice anything in that ad, but
I mean,
you know.
the Wii U has an online store. It has a hard drive. You can do all that. So I'm going to assume that they're going to add that to the Switch.
So will you be able to do? So you'll get the cartridge and then you'll just download the game like you do every other game, right? From the cartridge.
I think with it being a physical media, you don't even have to download it.
But like, say if like there were, because I assume like Nintendo will probably get into the whole DLC market.
Yeah,
so like, I mean, if I can extend my Zelda experience, that would be great. But you'd have to load the game, right, to use that DLC.
I'm assuming. I don't know how it all works, but I'm sure they'll have some answer. I mean,
yeah, they better. I need to know.
Yeah, let me say my final. So yeah, my closing remarks on all this. I think it's going to be good. I'm not like as excited as a new PlayStation. I just think that's our age group as well, and I'm interested to see what they tackle as far as like the casual gaming market versus esports market versus other kinds of gamers. It's going to be interesting, but I'm definitely more interested than usual with Nintendo. That's basically all I got to say for my closing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Signing off.
Yeah.
I'm signing off. Yeah. I want to finish these fries.
Bye. That's all. That's bye.
Goodbye.
Get it out of my face.
Thank you for watching, motherfuckers. I hope I'm in focus. Peace out.